What's up, Mike Nowstalgia? Dave here with a review of Severance Season 2, out now on Apple TV Plus. It's been a long 3 years since Severance aired, and now it's back with seemingly a lot of fanfare. Apple really putting a big marketing push behind this. The show does seem to be rising up the interest ranks, even more than already was, of course, multiple Emmy nominations last time around. Certainly I'd say the most celebrated show on Apple TV Plus, especially once you consider the demise of Ted Lasso. Severance is probably the most widely celebrated show they've made to this point. And it's been an interesting show during this long layoff, which is frankly a absurdly long wait between TV. As we know, the full whole concept of TV is that it doesn't take this long to continue the storytelling. And there's been some creative uh, mismatch and movements behind the scenes. You have creator Dan Erickson, of course, producer and one of the key directors, Ben Stiller. They're involved, but seemingly coming at the show from different angles. Bo Willimon reportedly was brought in for season 2 to do some writing. It's curious, I guess, what Severance will become in the future, who perhaps wins out in that creative power struggle, so to speak, if you can even call it that. There's clearly been some behind the scenes movements, a lot of reporting on that. With Severance's return for season 2, you immediately get reminded of one of the core essential strengths of this Apple show. Very lavish production designs, excellent cinematography. The show is very well constructed, very well made. At its core, this is a mystery box show, which is a format that lends itself to a lot of fan interest, a lot of theorizing. Ultimately, I think the overall success of Severance is still yet to be determined because the story is so open. The priorities of what this show is going to be about thematically. We're going to spend more time with innies, more time with the outies. What is our real focus story wise with this show? What is it really going to be about? That is an open question. And the effectiveness of Severance's story to me is still up in the air. It's a very high concept show, well acted, looks amazing. The show is already successful, but to be a truly great show, in my opinion, I have to see more of the narrative strings come together. Reflecting back on season 1, I did feel like a lot of that middle part of the season was a bit wheel spinny, a bit treadmill running. And not that anything was bad that you're watching, but it's more so the fact that it's like a what are we doing here with the storytelling? And are they making it up as they go along, a la Lost back in the day? Perhaps to some degree, and maybe that's no longer going to be the case in season 2, as the show is now very much a fully established franchise, and Ben Stiller said they have an end in mind. But the show perhaps had to find itself a little bit in season 1. And when you're not doing the overtly dystopian sci-fi stuff with Lumen and this evil company, what are they doing there? That central mystery that we just have interest in because we're just presented with it all the time. When you're not doing that kind of stuff and you're spending more time with the characters, Adam Scott's Mark, Zach Cherry's Dylan, Britt Lauer's Helly, and John Turturro's Irving, I think the stuff that we spend time with them inside Lumen, I don't know, like I started to kind of lose some interest with it. I think when you get humor, I think Zach Cherry, excellent aspect of the show. He is a comedian after all. The humorous elements, when you get some of that in the season 2 premiere with that training video they're going to show everyone, I think that stuff is where the show takes itself a little less seriously and really lends itself to some amusing stuff. On the other hand, like in season 1, where we discover the room of baby goats being fed, it's just a mystery that we're just presented with and we have no idea what anything means. And I guess for me, I just keep getting hung up on like, what are the stakes of this show? Season 1 has an excellent finale that ends on a crazy cliffhanger. And then season 2 presents us back 5 months later, seemingly very little knowledge of what took place at the end of the finale beyond our core four being these kind of public faces for the cause to end Severance in the world of Severance, right? So I guess for me, I do kind of struggle with like, what am I supposed to truly be latched onto with this show? I keep thinking about it in relationship to USA's Mr. Robot from a few years ago, the Sam Esmail show, the Rami Malek breakout show. People know it. That was a show that had a lot of mystery to it. It changed, it evolved a lot over the years, seasons, a bit up and down, but overall a show I really admire. And I think for that was a show that was able to, I think, really ground itself in really caring about its core characters, even as a lot of the mysterious elements of the show came and went over time. And I need more of that, I think, from Severance. And I think the end of season one certainly got us in a good direction, and I have a good feeling about season two being a stronger season. As we spend more time with these characters, have more audience investment. I'm very curious to see more of Milchuk at Lumen. He promoted with Patricia Arquette's Coble fired from the company. Tremel Tillman as Milchuk was excellent in season one, giving him more stuff to do as this villain who puts on a smile instead of being overtly ominous. Really great piece of the show. But again, I can't help but be kind of uninterested in solving a lot of the mystery stuff. I know a lot of people that'll be like their main focus with the show, but I need the mystery stuff to more connect to the character storytelling. And to me, it's a bit out of place where like the Audi story stuff feels so disjointed from the Innie story stuff. Of course, that's the core concept of Severance within the show, that they're two separate people effectively. But as an audience member, I feel like I just have less interest in what's happening at Lumen with the Innies. But that seems to be where we spend most of the time with the shows. I don't know. I think I just need more time with the show to really grasp where the narrative is gonna go. And again, I say all that despite a lot of admiration for how the show is constructed, the strengths that it's obviously displays a lot of. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how season two goes. Let me know though, what do you like most about Severance? What are you looking forward to seeing in season two? Do you have any of my gripes? Are you all aboard the train? Let me know. And for more TV reviews, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.